right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome everybody out this evening to the American Fork City Council meeting. It is January 14th of the year 2025, and it's good to see so many people. The agenda has been posted in various places according to state law, and we will follow the agenda as outlined. We'll begin with a Pledge of Allegiance, after which we'll have an invocation by Council Member Hunter, and then I will conduct the roll call. If everybody would please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful for the opportunity we have to be here this day. We're mindful of the circumstances that we have and we've been blessed with to be able to be here in such a wonderful country and a wonderful city. For the safety and the peace that is ours and that surrounds us, and we're truly grateful for those that serve and protect those freedoms and the peace that we get to enjoy each day, and we pray a blessing to be with them and their families as they do so. But all of our first responders and those in the military who stand ready to protect those from harm's way. We're grateful, Father, for the opportunity to govern ourselves, and pray that as we meet this night, that we might have clear minds and be able to communicate one with another in a way that would be consistent with our behaviors and who we are as individuals. We're grateful for the opportunity we have to be a community, for all the things that make us a community, and for the things that so much service and dedication by so many individuals that collectively make American Fork what it is. We're mindful of our staff and those who work diligently every day to ensure that our codes are followed and our laws are followed, and that the city can be well managed and well run. And we pray a blessing to be with them as well, that their decisions and their hard work each day will be noticed and respected and can be in keeping with the things that will make us a great city, continue to make us a great city. Watch over and protect those who are within our city who need an extra measure of thy blessings. We're grateful for the opportunity we have to call upon thee, and pray for these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Okay, I will now conduct the roll call. Councilmember Hunter.
Here, Mayor.
Councilmember Hawley. Here. And currently Councilmember John is not here. Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Councilmember Taylor.
Here.
Okay, item number 2. I'm going to come down here. One of the great assets of any community, I think, is their library. And I like to think that we are second to none. And I think that an award that's going to take place right now kind of proves that. So we're going to invite Marilee Cannon to come forward. And Tandria, all your staff and board who's with you here, please come forward at this time.
Thank you for having me here tonight. I am Marilee Cannon, the Development Program Manager at the State Library. I am honored to be here presenting the esteemed Quality Library Award to the American Fork City Library. This award is presented to select Utah libraries that exhibit exemplary standards in multiple facets of library service, including an unwavering commitment to serving their patrons and enhancing the quality of life in their respective communities. The award is intended to highlight and acknowledge transformational services that might not be obvious in our standard recertification process. This award represents that the American Fork Library has gone above and beyond the standards for Utah's public libraries. A few highlights from 2024 include outreach to patrons at parks, to Spanish speakers, and to seniors living in senior centers. Dynamic library programs including story times conducted in American Sign Language, sign language classes for families, and 15 author visits. Resource sharing through the Northern Utah Library Consortium, which expands collections and access for patrons. The best libraries seek to serve their communities in specific ways to address local needs. The mission of the American Fork Library is to make a positive, transformative difference in the lives of all those we serve. The efforts being made every day at the American Fork Library demonstrate an awareness of community needs, and they meet those needs with a thoughtful and caring response. The services and productivity made by the staff and the library exemplify that they are meeting the goals of their mission. At the State Library, we recognize and applaud the efforts made by the staff of the American Fork Library, and we understand that their success is also tied to city support. Thank you for your support. I am pleased to give this Quality Library Award to the American Fork Library staff. Congratulations.
Speak first.
It's kind of like the Oscars, right?
Okay, yes. I just really appreciate all the things that Marilee said and the things that this award has kind of helped me reflect on as a library director. I do feel like it is such a privilege to work in a place where we are serving people, where we're listening to their needs, and we're doing the best we can to help them. It isn't always perfect. We're always learning. But we've got a really great relationship with our community, and that's thanks to a wonderful staff, to support from the city and from the city council, and also from our library board that does such a great example of kind of representing us and then representing the people back to us. So we're really blessed, and we are just so happy to get this award and to be able to keep doing what we're doing.
Cassandra, there you go. Good job.
Okay, now, we'll now move on to item number 3. This consists of our public comment period. We would invite anybody that would like to address the mayor, the council, senior staff to come forward at this time. We would like to have you keep your comments to about 2 minutes, and don't follow over each other getting up here. So come forward this time if you have something that you would like to express. Seeing none, we will close the public comment period. We'll move on to item number 4, our city administrator's report. David.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, congratulations to the library. Cassandra, you and your team do such a fantastic job. A well-deserved award for sure. And it's very consistent that they receive that Quality Library Award. So thank you for the many years of just a great library. So for our residents who missed the pass, the fitness center pass, the main cell is over, but if you go to the fitness center, they'll still take care of you. So we want to invite our residents to go up to the fitness center, and they'll treat you right and get you a pass and get you going. I know a lot of people are hitting the fitness center right now, myself included, and it's pretty busy right now. So it's nice to see old friends there. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you for that report. We'll now have council reports, and I'll start out with Council Member Hunter.
Thank you, Mayor. My New Year's resolution was to avoid and try and do the community a favor by not crowding up the fitness machines and exercise machines at the fitness center. So I too want to just commend, I don't want to belabor it because I'm sure Stacy wants to get there too, but the library is just near and dear. Spent some time with that group, and it's so fun to see you guys. And I read that Jason, his term's coming up, and I'd be remiss if we didn't recognize his time. Just years and years of dedicated time, and that's maybe just the consistency that I'm talking about is how many committees that happen throughout the city, and it's just full of people that we'll have more of the opportunity tonight to be able to add to that. So thank you for what you do, because it makes a huge difference. Two items that are kind of under my purview right now. We did meet as an audit committee. The audit did take place, and had another exceptional audit. They'll come and present in February, I think we're planning. But just an amazing job by Anna and her team, and had just another, I can't remember the term they used, but it's like the most non-eloquent A+ phrase. I don't know, it's like, what do they call it, Anna? Non-qualified. So that's as good as you can get. And so non-qualified, it's like a non-qualified opinion. You're like, okay, I'm not quite sure how to take that, but again, just stellar review. The audit team, David and James, Jim, they're hugely talented and qualified to take part in that. And I know Anna and her team do it. It takes hundreds and hundreds of hours to put that together, and appreciate them. And so we'll hear a little bit more about that in the coming meeting. And then lastly is Steel Days. We've begun the daunting task of championing the Steel Days task, and grateful for our chamber. Josh is here with us, but and their partnership in helping us put that all together. We did meet, and there's been some consistent feedback about the drone show. We kind of bookend on 2 weekends now with a Saturday to Saturday, and we're continuing the opportunity to expand that where we can. The drone show is very expensive, but it's also one of the great additions that we've been able to add. And so we're looking at, in fact, we just heard today, but we'll take the bounce houses and the fair and all that stuff and move it to that drone show Saturday, which will, give a lot of those individuals that are coming hours in advance of the drone show something to do. And that's a totally free event, and just appreciate our business community for helping make sure that can continue to happen. So, yeah, anyway, there'll be more to come for that, but that's all I have, Mayor.
That report to Councilmember Hawley.
I just have really a couple of things. I just want to say thank you as well to the library. I'm a big personal user of the library. I love going in there and just walking around. And so I do definitely appreciate it, all the work that's been put into it. I have something more personal, though, I wanted to share. And it's something I thought a lot about sharing, whether I want to or not, but it's something that is not super optimistic, but something that's really important and near and dear to me. So 2 weeks ago today, on New Year's Eve, I found out that one of my Marines had committed suicide. And it's something that it happens too often in the veteran community. And it's something that's never easy to deal with. It's something that is a gut punch. And we look at our Marines as members of our family. And it was one of those things, too, where those who had kept close to him had said he was very optimistic. He was very positive. I kind of kept in touch with him over social media, and he always seemed really happy. And even most recently, a couple of weeks ago, he had some posts on Facebook, and it was all very cheerful. And the reason I bring it up, too, is that he was a member of the LAPD for the past few years after he got out of the Marine Corps. And so I just want to say how much I appreciate what the police does and what all our emergency personnel do, but I also understand that they deal with some very hard things on a daily basis. And I know that we have resources available in the city for mental health and for resources around those who are struggling with those things. And my ask, I guess, from the police and from the fire is that if they need something else, just please let us know. And even more than that, I hope that all the emergency personnel know that these resources are available, and it's something that we encourage them to use on a regular basis, and that we want them to reach out if they need help. And that there's not a stigma attached to it, because there's been that a long time in the military, the stigma attached with mental health and going and getting help. And I just hope that they know that that's something that's there for them And for me personally, I'm sure I speak for the whole city council, that if they want to reach out to anybody, that we're always available to talk to if they're struggling with something. And that doesn't mean you can always maybe personally help them or save people. It's just, it's really tough every time you hear about that. So I hope that our police force knows that we have, as I said, resources available to them. And anyway, that's all I wanted to share, Mayor.
Thank you for that report. Very sorry about your friend. I'm going to go over here. Councilmember Carroll.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mayor. Also, another congratulations to the library. It's been really fun to join you on the library board. As you know, near and dear to my heart. I also wanted to make sure the public knew that the library is holding their yearly open house, and if you don't know, this open house is an event, a free event for the community. They come, it's always themed, and they have fun activities in the library, and the goal is to get people exposed to the different resources, but really just to have fun and be in the library. This year, the theme is World of Oz, Step into the Chanting World of Oz, and it's couple of Mondays, January 27th at 6:30 to 8 in the library, so come and enjoy that. The other item that I wanted to report on is that I was able to attend the League of Cities and Towns Legislative Policy Committee meeting yesterday, and they went through a couple of different things that they're anticipating would be hot topics. We didn't talk about specific bills yet, but they did mention that 281 bills have been already filed. That was as of Monday. What's today? Tuesday. It's been a very long 2 days. And that was ahead of schedule of even last year, which was a record year. So they're expecting a lot of bills to be filed. And that's it. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Tater.
Yes, a couple of things. I just want to say this is my rallying cry for Cassandra, and her name was Cassandra. She probably still hasn't seen that movie. One of my favorite things. A very shallow man, but Cassandra, you and your team just is absolutely fantastic down there and do such a great job. Last Wednesday evening, I went to the library with approximately 35 youth to go down and prepare the books for the first graders that are going out, and had all those kids in an assembly line, and I was amazed that there were 4 adults with us there that had never been in our library. And so I chastised them. I told them they were less than a normal human, and kind of gave them a look around at all the cool things and showed them where, my own children had made tiles and were on the wall and stuff like that. And I said, you're missing out. This is a great place. And not everything is online. It's the experience of being down there and being involved. And you all do such an incredible job down there. And it's just such an honor. And that big sculpture that was out there was so fun to go, and the kids were amazed at all those things. And it's just such a resource. People just don't get how valuable the library is, and especially the way you all work it and take care of it. So my compliments to all of you on that. I met with the Parks and Recreation Committee last week. Things are going very well there. We talked about potential park projects that the city would be applying for, and a lot of really good things going on in the Parks and Rec Committee. Good group of people there. We are a couple members short, and so I'll be talking to the mayor about applicants who are there, but good things going on in there. And it just reminded me at the first of the year as things get going, and that again, what a wonderful place we live. To see the people come out and get so involved and want to be involved and make a difference and speak with passion about everything from parks to, library programs and whatever it may be. It just made me proud to belong to this community and be a part of this community. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you for that report. Councilmember John.
Thank you, Mayor. I apologize for being late. A couple things. On the North Point Special Service District, we have started our engineering study to update that transfer station. It's greatly needed it for over the years. If you look at it, it looks like a bomb went off inside over the years with the fires and everything, but we're well along on the engineering, and in the next probably 90 days, we'll be putting out RFIs for construction, and then we're working with the county on our getting money through bonding through that, so that'll be happening this year. On the 911 board, like Stacy said, like Councilmember Carroll said, we got a lot going on with the legislature. I think I've reported before that there's some money available for 911 boards and for centers across the state, but you have to meet certain transfer requirements, and we're working with legislators to get that bill amended so that it would take out the transfers that happen along I-15 that have to be transferred to High Patrol, and they wouldn't count. And if that happens, then we'd be able to get some grants from the state, some fairly sizable grants. So that's on the way. And then on the last one, on the North Point Special Service Districts, we're also working on, with some legislators, we've got a private airport out there that we're working on encroachment issues on the construction demolition landfill in Fairfield. And I have been working with Fairfield Mayor on that. And so that's all I have to report tonight, Mayor.
Okay. The real important things that happen behind the scenes. You know, who would have thought that as technology and the internet came along, and that was at your fingertips, information, I think there would have been some that would think, and maybe even myself, that the library would not be as useful. It's already in our homes. Growing up as a kid, I went down there because they had encyclopedias and did reports and have great memories of the library. And here we are now with everything at our fingertips, and the library just becomes more important to everyone, including those that might not have internet. I love the hot spots that people can check out in the different books, and whether they're ebooks, if they like to just turn pages. And so thank you to Cassandra, to your staff, to your board, because you know, having a library like that just doesn't happen overnight. It's dedicated service each and every day, and I just want to thank you personally for that. I just left my office, the mayor's office, and the mayor signs all deeds to the cemetery. Okay, if you're going to buy a cemetery plot, the mayor will sign the deed to that plot. And you got me thinking, and I'm kind of a weird person when our family goes on vacation because I find cemeteries somewhat intriguing. I think a cemetery speaks to the character of a town. And when you see that, and I'll sign some deeds that I'll know that I'll be aware of something that tragic happened. And I'm signing the back end of that, knowing that there was something really sad behind this, premature death. Sign some that are from way outside of American Fork, Texas, or whoever, and I'm thinking, those people are coming home. This is where they want to be buried. This is hometown. And it just had me thinking since we met last, we've lost two, what I would call elect ladies that have carried so many interesting positions in our city, and I think I want to put them on public record. Sharon Beck. She is the wife of our former mayor, Malcolm Beck. And she died, she died at her home. Okay. But she was my first grade teacher. And she went on to do so many wonderful things. And then, of course, supporting her husband as he was mayor. That's not an easy task. The other one, Roseanne Gunther. Many of you in here might know Roseanne Gunther, the wife of Dale Gunther. Her heart and her humanitarian ways of getting things done, what started out as a few people putting humanitarian kits together, grew into bringing in semis to take them to various places for distribution. And those are just two people, and I know there's many. And so, but I just want to acknowledge that we belong to a good city, and a city that I hope that maybe when you look back, that's where you want to be buried. Okay? That is the mayor's report. I'm sorry to have such a gloom ending there. So we'll move now on to the common consent agenda. It consists of 9 items. Has there been any changes noted, Carolyn? Okay. Any questions?
Mayor, I'd move approval of the common consent agenda.
You have a motion by Councilmember Taylor.
Second.
Second by Councilmember John. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember Hawley.
Aye. 'Aye. 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 '
Okay, we're going to make the library even a little bit better right now. We're here to review an action on approval of the following appointments to the library board with terms ending year 2028, correct?
It's a 6-year. Oh, it's a 3-year.
Okay. And you know, if you're here, if you could really stand, just so we can kind of get a name to a face. You don't need to come up. We don't want to embarrass you. Nikki King. Nikki here. Need not be present to win. Jennifer Seaver. Thank you, Jennifer. And Lucy Ryrie. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't say unless the council wants to drill you with questions, you don't have to come up. So, what do you think, council?
No,
Yeah. We let them off the hook because we talked about the library up front, so.
Mayor, I'd move to approve the appointments of Nikki King, Jennifer Seaver, and Lucy Ryrie to the library board.
Okay.
I'll second, Mayor.
A motion by Councilmember Taylor, second by Councilmember Hunter. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Councilmember John?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
I, with gratitude for those people willing to serve.
Item number 2 is a review and action on approval of a contract for legal services. Any questions of the council at this time? We will be bringing Sherilyn in one more time into this chamber. We want to give her something, but this is a new beginning for us. And for you, Heather, we're excited to have you aboard. And it's legal services in the hands in government is such an important and crucial role. They're in almost about every decision that is made. We always run it through to make sure that this thing looks right. So, any questions on this contract?
Mayor, I'd move to approve the contract with the Schriever Law Firm for legal services.
You have a motion by Councilmember Taylor.
I would advise Heather to gird her loins as she comes on. I'll second, Mayor.
I have a second by Councilmember Hunter. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Item number 3 is a review and action on approval of the appointment of Heather Schriever as city attorney.
I move to approve the appointment of Heather Schriever as the city attorney.
Okay. Did we get that right? Is it Shriver or Schriever?
It's Schriever.
Schriever.
Oh.
Okay, I got it right.
Sorry.
Second.
Like I said, you know.
Yeah, be ready.
I have a motion by Councilmember Carroll and a second by Councilmember John. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Item number 4 is review and action on approval of the appointment of Amanda Durant as the city treasurer.
Mayor, I move to approve the appointment of Amanda Durant as the city treasurer according to section 2.2 of the city code.
Second.
You have a motion by Councilmember John, second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion?
I just want to say that I think Amanda is an absolutely wonderful human, longtime employee of the city, completely trustworthy. Love Amanda. I think she does a great job. So I'm very excited about this appointment for her.
Yeah.
She's great. She's great. Okay, I've got a motion and a second. I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Okay, item number 5 is a review and action of a reimbursement agreement with AFEW1 LLC for system improvements along 200 South, 1100 West, and 350 South. It's nice when they have crews out there to grab them and use them for our good. So, any questions?
Mayor, I just want to bring up one thing. I called and talked to Sam about this, and I appreciate his time and kind of looking into this. I wanted to make sure that some of the improvements that have been done down there, I wanted to ensure that those were not included in this, the release or this agreement. And I just appreciate staff keeping an eye on the ball there. It's really impactful to those residents down there, and I think ensuring that you know, we're doing right by protecting those things, but then those improvements that are being worked on, I just, anyway, it's challenging with the way that you got two different worlds colliding down there, and trying to protect everybody's rights and their ability to use their land the way they see fit, and also respect those that choose not to use their land in a way that everyone else thinks it should be. And so I just appreciate staff for staying on top of it, making sure that these are in fact how they need to be done.
And along with that, Councilmember Hunter, it's a delicate road.
It is.
It's limited access to a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
people, and the timing is crucial, so.
So with that, I'd move to approve the appointment, oh, she's on the wrong screen. Move to approve the reimbursement agreement with AFEW 1 LLC for system improvements along 200 South, 1100 West, and 350 South.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Hunter and a second by Councilmember Taylor. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I will call for a vote. Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Item number 6 is a review and action on an ordinance approving a code text amendment modifying section 17.5.131 of the American Fork City Municipal Code titled Water and Sewer Connection Standards. Appreciate Sam coming up here. If we can keep him there in that warm chair, if we have no questions. If not, Sam is our man tonight.
Well, Sam, I mean, the only thing I have is the email that we had about the couple wording things. So I don't know if it made it in the packet for the rest of the city council to review, or if we need to discuss that before we approve both this one and the next item on the agenda.
So yes, so you saw that, is this on?
Oh, it's on, Sam. It's on.
Green light.
I need to go like this. But no, I had received your email. Ben went ahead and made those corrections to it and actually made some clarification. I know he had sent it to Terry. I don't know if you had a chance to send it to the rest of the council yet, or?
No.
So a few of there was a typo in there. Instead of ladder, it was supposed to be lateral. And then there was also some clarification that Ben added to it to make sure that we referenced both parts of the code, essentially making it so that it wasn't necessary, but it was at the sole discretion of the city engineer as well, that they could put in a singular lateral instead of multiple ones for these residential type uses. So we did make those adjustments.
Sure. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm good with those. Obviously, as I said, I don't know if anybody else saw it, so I don't know if everybody else wants to see it, or it's just a couple of words and keeping the language consistency between the two sections that were being amended. And so that's the only reason I even bring it up, is if the rest of you want to see it, or before we vote on it, or because there will be changes from what was in the packet.
But
How
from what you're
significant are they?
wanting, and from what Sam's saying, you're comfortable with.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm good, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, so I'm good with it. It's just that they're not the wording that's in the packet right now. It's just some slight modification. That's the only
Could
thing.
you identify those modifications, just so the whole council understands exactly what those changes are?
Sure. I mean, I can read the email that I sent. So it's in section 17.5.131 in paragraph A.3. 8.2. 8.2 is the first one. 8.2 where it says a single lot is scratched out, and that's not going to be scratched out. So in under the section that says sewer, it says, except that in the instance of multi-story, multi-unit structure on a single lot, that's not going to be removed. That's going to stay in there.
Because it's consistent with the next.
I don't know if that's consistent. I was asking about, like, is that supposed to be taken out? Like, why would you take out the single lot? And it was just a typo that they scratched it out. And then in A.3.F, so if you could just scroll down just a little bit. Yes, just so, keep going. So this on a single lot right there, that scratch out, that's not going to be removed. And then if you go down a little bit to point, just that one, paragraph 3, it says, and sewer laterals to each unit in the event of a malfunction and as required by the city engineer. The and is going to be switched to an or, so, because it's just consistent with that section, and then section 13.08.292, it has an or instead of and. So it's not requiring both of them, it's requiring the, if it says, in the event of a malfunction or as required by the city engineer. So just small things, but as I said, just to keep it consistent from section to section. And I believe those were the 2 that I had. Oh, and then the other one is in, it might be a little bit harder to find it, but in section 13.08.292, in paragraph 8.3, it says that a common lateral is encouraged. And so we're just making sure that that's also in section 17.5.131. Might be a little bit convoluted, probably be easier to do it outside of this meeting, but those are the only 2 things, is making sure that it's encouraged to have the common lateral and also saying it's or required by the city engineer. So those are the 2 things. So as I said, just keeping it consistent, because I said it in one and they're basically the same wording, just keeping that consistent from code, from section to section.
One suggestion that I might have too is under section 2, subparagraph 1, the common lateral shall be owned by an HOA. I think we should put owned and maintained.
Yes.
Just to be clear that it's
It
their
does call out in the
responsibility.
other section that the
Well,
HOA would be
paragraph 2 says
responsible
that,
for
David.
maintaining.
Yep. Okay, got it.
So anyways, as I said, just those slight wording, just keeping it consistent. So I'm good with it, if everybody else is good with it as well. It just says not what it says in the packet, and I could send that email to everybody.
I did forward that email to everyone.
Okay, thank you, Darrell.
It sounds to me that it didn't really change
Yeah,
the substance of
it's
anything.
substantively.
Do you have any concerns with the changes made?
No,
Dan?
no.
I think the
No, just
comment,
clarifies it.
Yeah, good put.
and even the one about maintenance of the owned and maintained is already in there. It's on page 91.
I do have a separate question, and this is because I am ignorant a little bit on this subject, but it's, what I'm looking at, it's residential uses where we're making the changes. Do we not need that also in the commercial side? Or do they not use, is there a difference that we wouldn't do with copy that language onto the B, section B?
It does get a little bit more tricky with commercial, just because all of a sudden you have some pre-treatment components to it, to where if you have grease, if you have food service, if you have other sorts of chemicals where we would have to engage TSSD, they do a pre-treatment questionnaire, maybe they have to put in a grease trap. So if you have too many different types of uses in a building, they may have to have their own individual sewer lateral. And you also have different water usages, because if you're in an office per se, and maybe they have a high water usage for orthodontia, where they're creating crowns and things like that, compared to someone who isn't, it's, in a residential use, you probably have a higher likelihood of people of similar use, but you go into a commercial use, you have different uses. We did get a request from incidentally of a building that has a commercial use, and they would like to condominiumize it. So we need to look at, okay, does that work for these types of uses in this type of zone? So I'll
Okay.
meet with Patrick, and we'll look at that to see if that's something that'll fit in certain areas for certain types of uses.
Okay, and I don't know, I can't speak for the whole council, but I am now really concerned about the commercial side. I'm much more interested and I'm very supportive of us having a path forward on the residential side. It really allows for people to have the ability to own some of those smaller apartments, and I think it could give some stability in places where they choose to do that. So not concerned about it at all, just wondering why we chose to do that.
Yeah, the biggest piece is just the master metering for some of these higher density buildings. That way we don't have to have individual laterals.
Love it.
For
Yep.
each one. We have one meter, it's out at the park strip, and we don't have to go onto property and maintain any of it. So
Yeah.
it's a huge advantage for us.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. Good discussion. I might suggest, Councilman Hawley, if you feel comfortable making a motion and just including.
Do I need to include the changes then, or?
Yeah, let's do it.
So what's the wording for that? Just say with the recommended changes?
Yeah.
Including the noted change, yeah.
Okay. I move to adopt the ordinance approving the code text amendment, amending section 17.5.131 titled Water and Sewer Connection Standard, related to clarifying and amending the code to permit the use of common laterals or buildings with individual home units, with instructions to the city recorder to withhold publication of the ordinance subject to all conditions identified in the public record of the July 17, 2024 Planning Commission meeting have been met and with the discussed annotations.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Hawley,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Taylor. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I will call for a vote. Councilmember Hunter,
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll,
Aye.
Councilmember Hawley,
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor,
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Item number 7 is review and action on an ordinance approving a code text amendment modifying sections 13.08.292 of the American Fork City Municipal Code titled Policy Regarding Meters and Service Laterals.
Does it need to have the same adjustment to the language for this one too? Okay, I'll do this one then. Move to adopt the ordinance approving the code text amendment, amending section 13.08.292 titled Policy Regarding Meters and Service Laterals, related to clarifying and amending the code to permit the use of common laterals for buildings with individually owned units, with instructions to the city recorder to withhold publication of the ordinance subject to all conditions identified in the public record of the December 12, 2024 Planning Commission meeting have been met and with the discussed annotations.
Okay.
Second.
A motion by Councilmember Hawley, second by Councilmember John. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I will call for a vote. Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Hawley.
Aye.
Item number 8 is a review and action on the award of a contract for the sewer rehabilitation project fiscal year 2025-2026 to Insuiform Technologies LLC. This technology, in my opinion, is a game changer to this industry. And love the fact that we're going into this.
So Mayor, I move that we, sorry.
No, I'm just going to make a comment. I was surprised at the variation in the bids. I mean, 3 of them were close, but then that last one was just so far out of spec that it was, I don't think they knew what they were doing. It was really surprising to see that. But yes, I agree, Mayor. This, in working with our sewer and storm drain group, this is huge.
Okay.
Mayor, I would move that we approve the bid submitted by Insuiform Technologies LLC, is that correct pronunciation, for the construction of the sewer rehabilitation project fiscal year 2025-2026 in the amount of $173,106, and approve the construction contract as presented.
I'll second.
A motion by Councilmember Taylor, a second by Councilmember Carroll. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I will call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Hawley.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Okay, number 9 is a review and action on a resolution approving the continuity of government. This is something that we do every year. I don't know of a time that it's ever had to been used, except if I've been absent, Mayor Pro Tem. I think one of the big reasons for continuity in government is for a wide-scale emergency. And if somebody can't be reached, it shows kind of a succession of communication. And I'm sure there's more to it than that, but that's what I think of in my mind, why we have a continuity in government. So,
Mayor, I move to adopt the resolution providing for the continuity in government pursuant to the provisions of the Emergency Interim Succession Act.
okay. A motion by Councilmember John,
Second.
second by Councilmember Hunter. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember John.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember Hawley?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Okay, item number 10, do I have a motion to adjourn? The motion by Councilmember Hunter. Second by Councilmember Hawley. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much.